Good morning, Delray Beach. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Jamel.
And we are here at Capital One Cafe.
We at the Cap, baby.
Having some delicious, I'm being basic and having the pumpkin spice because it's pumpkin season. Anybody who doesn't agree, sorry. It's pumpkin season.
I'll try to get a pumpkin lemonade.
Pumpkin lemonade?
No.
That'd be nasty.
I have the
matcha tea.
Oh, I thought I was about to say mocha. I have the matcha lemonade, matcha tea, something like that.
It's green.
It's green.
It's a matcha tea of some sort.
Yeah, of some sort.
Yeah, that's good. So since he doesn't drink coffee, it's always, we got to find some tea
Got to find
options.
something else. If it's not, you know, I can't drink coffee. They didn't have gin or tonic. You know, they didn't have any Hennessy whatsoever.
It's a coffee bar.
Oh, it's a coffee bar. Okay.
Not a bar.
All right, Capital One.
I mean, you could probably make it a bar if you bring it with you.
Capital One. We need y'all to go ahead and get your liquor license, Capital One.
They probably make a lot of money.
Anybody that has liquor can make a lot of money. That's all right now. Look.
So a lot is going on, and one thing that we just need to talk about here first is you have a podcast.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like a proud sister because this is something you've been wanting to do, and you're doing it.
Yes. So the podcast is 5-6 Ace.
Podcast. And where did the name come from?
So it's basically, you know, when we were a kid growing up here in the 561 area code, you know, we used to always call it, you know, 5-6 Ace, and you know, it's basically just a platform for us to talk high school sports, get information out there about teams, and talk sports just in a very open forum. Amazing. You know, so from coaches, having college coaches on, having little segments to even give parental feedback to parents. You know, I've been around this sport for so long, and I've ran into a lot of issues and a lot of situations. I was learning as a coach too, so I didn't make the best decisions as a coach at the same time.
Just
and
like being a parent, we're all figuring it out, right?
Definitely. So, you know, parents reach out, they send messages about certain situations that they may go through, and I talk about it on the show. Yeah. You know, and just to provide
so people can ask, they can write in and send you a message, and then we can ask you questions.
After the first episode aired, I started getting a lot of messages on Twitter and on IG. So I was just like, you know, definitely, I'll answer their questions in the message, but then I'll go back in and talk about it on the show. And of course, I'm not using any names or where it's coming from, any coaches and things of that nature, but I really like it, you know, so filming the 3rd episode today. So exciting.
And you're working with a local company. She's amazing.
Yes.
So do you want to talk a little bit about
who you're with Janine, she at Stella Mix over at Pixelworks. She does a great job. She knows this whole platform. I mean, podcasting is her mecca. She has a lot of different podcasting topics, a lot of different people that come in that do the podcasting. So I think it was really great for me to really sit down and talk with her.
With an expert. You have an expert behind you.
I mean, you gave me some good pointers because you met with her in regards to doing a podcast, and then when you told me about it, I was like, definitely I have to go meet with her.
Well, I feel like for you have the knowledge, and to have somebody who does this all the time supporting you is you're just gonna be successful. Right. So for all of us like myself who is so excited to listen, where can we find it?
I mean, on any other podcasting platforms, like even if you go on Apple, Spotify,
he's fancy. He got Spotify.
Just type in 5-6 Ace. Type in 5-6 Ace, and you'll see my ugly caricature.
And so for other people that are out there that want to maybe ask you a question, what's the best way to reach you? So
the best way to reach me, I mean, even if you come on IG, Jamel_man, I may be changing the name to 5-6 Ace.
I think you need
to make sure that it is all, you know, make it branded all the way across the board, or even on Twitter. You know, you can send me any messages.
Not Twitter anymore. What is it? X.
Oh, X.
I know we all keep calling it Twitter. Not anymore.
Yeah, I know, right?
People get angry. You call it that now.
You know, when I seen that app pop up on my phone, I was like, "What is this X thing?" And I clicked on it. But anyway, what do you have going on in your world?
Well, I mean, we had a wonderful time at Focus on Women. You got to come for a little bit. I had girls walking around in my gowns. So many local vendors. A lot of shopping happened at that event. It was like a hurricane outside, but we had fun anyways.
You know what? I was really concerned when I seen the weather.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my gosh, this is an all-white event.
It was brutal. We were very wet.
And I think I was the only one that's not in all white.
No, he was wearing navy.
Wearing navy blue. Everybody was in all white, but it was a well-attended event. For it to be storming. I think they did a really good job, and I know we're going to talk about it later with one of the organizers on the show, but I did think that it was a successful event.
It was wonderful, and that's just one of those things that Gotta come and check it out. You never know who you're gonna meet. I met so many lovely ladies, saw so many people I hadn't seen in years. It's just a good way to connect with the community, and one of the many things that the Chamber does really well is put on events like that where people can really join forces and do some business. And
then aside from that, there's a new philanthropy group that's actually coming to South Florida. They really, they started out in Chicago. There was a sports agent that dealt with a lot of different athletes, a lot of different players, and he was starting nonprofits for players to really help their communities. And what he did was started a sports philanthropy network. So they have 15 chapters around the country. And actually the first chapter now is starting here in South Florida.
Wow.
So they're coming here. They're doing a big event next Thursday.
We got to get them on the show.
September 14th, they're doing an event down in Boca at the Pavilion, and they're going to be just here to support our local sports programs. So all of the funds and everything that really come through that organization will really go back to different programs that's dealing with kids in sports, whether it be even board development, like a lot of nonprofits may need help with board development, professional development, providing scholarships for kids. Any type of support or resources that these organizations need, this money is going straight back into the community in some way, shape, or form that really helps sports. So September 14th, it's called the South Florida Philanthropy Sports Network. So really look it up. Go on the website, you'll see more about the event. They're going to be doing some wonderful things, trust me.
Oh, that's great. Well, we got to get them on.
I definitely think that we probably can get them on next week. So,
well, we have 3 incredible guests today talking about 3 different really important things. Do you want to welcome on our first one?
Yes. So our first guest, and actually, we've had people from his company on here before, but Jeffrey, he's the vice president of Willow and Palm Construction. Willow and Palm Construction, you probably see their name over everything that the Chamber is doing right now. So let's go ahead and welcome Jeffrey onto the show. Did I pronounce your name right? Perfect. Good morning, guys. All right.
I bet you get called Joffrey and all kinds of things all the time.
It's been butchered quite a few times, so I'm not worried about it. I get Gregory a lot.
Oh, Gregory.
So, yeah.
Okay,
they just hear the G and they go with it. So.
There's a G
and
a Y.
Yeah, the G-Man in the building, baby.
I'll live with it.
So you guys are the headline sponsor for Do Good Delray, which is such a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been involved with Do Good Delray for a couple of years now, and we always love partnering. I've always been a for-profit business, but I love partnering with nonprofits, and even without Do Good Delray, I partner with a lot of nonprofits in the local area, lending a hand, just being part of the community. It's great to meet people in that industry, and it's great to see myself being new to South Florida. I've been here for 2.5 years, so it's a great way to get into the community and really see what the whole vibe is about, and see how well everyone works together.
So where did you move here from?
I'm from Long Island.
Okay, okay.
Just like most people in South Florida.
Everybody, especially now. And why did you pick Delray? How did you get here?
So I'm from out east on Long Island, where I worked in the city for 4 years, but living on Long Island was one of my favorite things in the world. All small villages, water towns, all coastal towns. And so I was living in Lighthouse Point in Fort Lauderdale for a little while, and I came up to Delray Beach. First time I came here, I just fell in love. I was like, this is the perfect small town vibe that's really going to start developing quickly. And I mean, I've been here for 2 years, and the stories I've heard even within the past 10 years of development in this community.
Very different town.
Has been ridiculous.
So I have a question though. When you came up to Delray from Fort Lauderdale, like, where did you visit? Where did you go?
That's a good one.
Oh, you want
we want the itinerary. Tell us what you did.
I went right to Sandbar, right to Tin Roof.
So Jamel's kind of stops. He's like, that's where I went to.
And fell in love, I guess.
It'll do it to you.
Especially those two. You have a lot of fun there.
Oh, yeah. But, and just, I would not still be in South Florida if it wasn't for Delray Chamber of Commerce and for the Delray community as a whole. I had a few businesses, and I was a construction consultant and project manager down here. And just as I started weeding my way out of a couple of the businesses I owned, I was ready to pack it up, go back up to New York, go back to my project management jobs, working in the city, building schools, hospitals, high rises, work on all those big projects up there. Was in love with it. And through the connections and network that I met through the chamber and the support from everyone, the love that I had down here, I wasn't ready to pack it in yet. I saw there was way too much room for opportunity. So, lo and behold, got connected with some people I've been very familiar with and very closely related to since I've been down here, and got together and opened a construction company at the beginning of the year, and yeah, we're just tackling everything that comes our way, because we have a large gamut of construction knowledge and background.
You just opened the beginning of this year?
Yeah,
the beginning of this year. And
look
what they're doing already.
Listen, I have to tell you, like, I see their name on everything. Plastered on everything.
You would think that you guys have been around for a long time.
Yes. Well,
so with the Do Good,
there you go.
with the Do Good Delray, which company, I mean, which nonprofit are you guys partnering with, and what are you guys doing?
So we're partnering with the Herd Foundation, which you guys had on the show a few weeks ago.
It was beautiful.
They're a small little oasis sanctuary in the heart of Delray, just west of 95.
I'm still shook about it. I didn't realize.
Did you know that we have horses in the heart of Delray?
None of us knew. No, you've been here your whole life.
Our whole life.
No, none of us know.
I've seen some other animals, but it haven't been horses.
Yeah, beautiful piece of property. It's mind-blowing. As soon as we pulled in, I was like, okay, I could get with this. Yeah. So we're doing a nice little Halloween festive vibe for our Do Good Delray event, which is awesome. And then also, aside from Do Good Delray, I'm also a YPAD committee member, which is a young
probably a lot of fun.
Oh, I love it. And that is actually the first event that I got involved with when I moved down here. It was a YPAD event. I'm really big into networking. I love networking groups. I started my own networking group with a couple buddies up in New York. Our first event had over 500 attendees.
Wow.
So I saw how fruitful networking events were, especially for young professionals. You know, I've been an entrepreneur for 5 years, and I didn't come from a big network. I didn't come from businesses being handed to me. I started them all myself. I grew them all myself, and that's thanks to the networking and the chambers. So
I'm thinking now, there's a big event coming up with YPAD. It's actually like one of the most unique events.
It's going to be
fun. Talk about that.
So YPAD Prom is coming up September 29th.
I love it.
YPAD Prom.
So cute.
It's going to be at Aloft Hotel in the ballroom. And Aloft always puts on amazing events.
Yes,
for the
they do.
They do a beautiful job decorating everything. Food, atmosphere, always amazing. And this is going to be great. Delray puts on a lot of very good, big events for its members, for its community. But I think this one's going to be my favorite. This one I am
Everyone's
looking forward to the most.
Everyone in town is talking about this prom, and then so many people have FOMO because they are over the limit for YPAD, and they're all salty about it. They're like, I want to come.
So listen,
find a date young enough.
That's Delray right there.
It's the only event you can't be a certain age. So you
have a young date, he says. I love it. So any young people out there looking for a date to YPAD.
So is there anything else, you know, especially with your partnership, especially with your construction firm, your construction group partnering with the chamber, any other events, any other things that you guys have coming down the pipeline?
Aside from October 30th, our October 28th, our Do Good Delray event with the Herd Foundation, and We Are Delray. I like the We Are Delray event.
It's November 14th, right?
That's going to be so fun.
That's also a great event. So the chamber puts on amazing events, and all the people are beautiful, have great energy, and everyone likes working together. So I appreciate it.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks you, G-Man, for joining us. We really appreciate it.
And we'll see you soon. I mean, just wonderful people at that company that are all passionate about giving back and helping others. It's incredible.
No, I totally agree. Totally agree. Now, next up, let's bring on Chris. He's the branch manager for Norcom Mortgage. Come on, Chris.
Hi, welcome. I love your tie. So fun.
With the pocket square.
Oh, you know, with the pocket
Making
square.
the pink pop, baby.
Okay.
The pink is popping.
So tell us a little bit about your business. What do you do and how can people find you?
Yeah, so we are a residential lender. We do lending for anything to do with your home. If you want to buy a home, if you want to renovate your home, if you just want to take some cash out of something you bought cash, or if you're a senior looking to stay in your home and age in place, we offer really, really great products for seniors where we can actually take money out of their house and have no payments due. It's called reverse mortgage or an equity release program. Those are the things that we do. We also do all kinds of things involved with housing development and working with folks who are trying to get into a home for their first time.
Oh,
So-
that's an important program.
Yeah,
A lot of people out there are, you know, especially right now with the real estate market being a little crazy down
A little
here.
crazy,
A lot of
crazy.
people don't know where to turn and who can help them. So that's something that you specialize in, and
Correct.
you're able to help people figure it out.
Correct. So we can help folks to get some help with down payment to buy their first home, be that with the state of Florida, with the county, with some of the local cities do it, and we also have some private programs available as well. So our doors are open to everybody. We've been, you know, very proud to work with the community, working here in Delray on a workforce housing project where we provided some of the financing for some families. Yeah,
That's great.
yeah, really, really fun.
Wow, and I think that's one of the most important things that people can do is find a way to give back. And there's nothing more important than having shelter for your family and having a home where you can go and feel safe and your family's safe. And so the fact that you guys are going out of your way to help make this happen.
Well, I
is
think
a big
too,
deal.
even for the first-time home buyers,
Yeah.
you know, it's like a sense of pride, a sense of accomplishment when you're able to purchase,
Absolutely.
you know, like your first home. You know, I think about single moms or single dads,
Yeah.
you know, going through that whole process. So I think that's phenomenal. What do you say to those individuals that's out there when they're looking at the market and they don't know, like right now, should I buy? Should I do this? Should I not? What should I do at this time? Like, we don't know what's going to happen with the economy.
Yeah.
Like, what are those people that's on the fence? When, you know, what do you tell them?
So the first thing I tell them is to give us a call. We will give you advice for free.
Oh,
we're happy to do
wow.
it. We don't charge anything to the consumer. We will find a solution to get you in a home if we can. And you know, a lot of people say, well, I don't want to buy right now because mortgage interest rates are so high. So that's true. Mortgage rates are a little bit higher than they were a few years ago. But what's the interest rate if you're paying rent? It's about it's 100%.
Yeah.
Right. Every dollar you spend in rent is a dollar you never see again.
Yep.
Whereas if you buy a home, which will help you do, sometimes with no money out of pocket, we're helping you to build generational wealth.
Yep.
And then for those folks who already own a home, we can help them stay in that home. We can help them to harden and hurricane-proof the home with renovation loans. We have all kinds of solutions for you. We even have some things for self-employed folks who might have some kind of, you know, interesting tax returns. We can work with that. Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest problems for like self-employed people is, you know, you write off things in your business because that's what they tell you to do. But then when you go to get a house, I mean, it happened with me. I was like, oh, and the mortgage guy told me, oh, well, you know, if you worked at McDonald's, you'd probably look better because it's easier because you show a basic salary. Whereas when you do a lot of projects, your things go like this all the time, so you don't look stable. So knowing that there is a place where someone's willing to help you, because we were like, oh, forget it, and just put my husband on it because it was easier, you know, but I wanted to be on that paper too in my 20s when we bought our place. So I think having that option for self-employed people, there's a lot of people out there who don't know what to do or where to turn because the banks say, oh, no, you're self-employed, you're a risk, but you're not a risk.
Right, so we're not a bank, we are a mortgage company. We have a whole team of professionals based right here in Delray Beach who can help you to achieve your dreams and become a homeowner. Yeah,
That's a big deal.
So, and then there are some other individuals out there. They have a uncle named FICA that's standing in the way.
Yeah.
Or their FICO score.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, so what's the message to those individuals? Like, no, you know, my credit is not there. Like, I don't know if I'm ready to go ahead and apply. You know, what's that process? Because sometimes you hear, okay, you can apply for, you know, through 5 different mortgage firms before it starts to impact your credit score or things of that nature. Is that a myth? Like, what is the truth behind it?
There actually is a built-in sort of protection for consumers if they want to shop for mortgages. I believe it's within 30 days. Having multiple mortgage companies run your credit will not have a negative impact on you.
Okay.
That said, it really is best to find a professional that you like and trust that you're going to work with for the whole period, right? So my team, what we will do is we'll work with somebody. If they're not ready today, we'll get them ready in 6 months or a year from now. We'll help them work on that credit. Again, we don't charge anything for this service, and we'll take you through it. One of the things that people don't understand about credit is there are about 26 different credit scoring models out there. It's not just those 3 numbers that you see. And some of the consumer products that you can get, like online, like one that's named something Karma, it's really good, and it gives you a good idea of where you stand. It's not exact.
Right.
When we do it for mortgage purposes, we get a much more in-depth, deep report, and we can look at that, and we can very quickly tell you, like, hey, you know, if you put $500 towards paying off this card now, that's going to help you jump 30 points, which is going to really help your chances later down the line. So we'll do that for free. Happy to do it.
Incredible. And one of the things that I think is so amazing too is not only is your business helping people, but you also are very involved in the chamber and doing a lot of things with the chamber. So you tell us a little bit about how you're involved and how that's helped your business grow.
Sure. So I first got involved with the Delray Chamber working at another mortgage company. I went to a free event that was called Business and Bagels. It was at a local hotel, and I went there and I met a really nice person there and talked to her and gave her my card. And a few weeks later, I got a phone call out of the blue from someone who wasn't there, someone that worked with that person. And he said, hey, my wife and I just moved to Delray Beach and we want to buy a house and we want to use a veteran's loan. Can you help us with that? So I helped them do a VA loan where they put no money down and bought a house here in Delray Beach, which has doubled in value, by the way, in the 3 years that they've owned it. I kept in touch with those people. They actually own Prime IV. And they brought me into the chamber. We kept talking. They said, you should join the chamber. So when I came on with Norcom running this branch, I went to my superiors up in Connecticut and said, hey, I really want to join the Delray Beach Chamber. And they said, that's great. We love community involvement. So I joined. And I can tell you that in our first year being members of the chamber, we did $3 million in business generated just from the Delray Beach Chamber.
From the chamber.
So our investment of a few $100s to join brought back $3 million into our sales.
That's a nice percentage of return on that investment.
And we've also we also had some great opportunities. We helped last year with the Do Good Delray event. This year we sponsored the Nonprofit Council. I believe we were the community sponsor.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Next year we're going to sign on again to be the education sponsor for the Nonprofit Council. So every month we get to meet all the different nonprofits that are involved in town, meet lots of people who are doing really great things for our community. And also I had the chance to be in a leads group, which I now run. It's called the Delray Beach Referral Wave. We meet the second and fourth Tuesday of every month at 8:30 in the morning. Come on, everybody.
You have room? Is there room?
We have room. Absolutely.
There is room, because I know a lot of times people try to get in the leads group and they're all full.
Yes.
And it's crazy. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to see how many people want to network, want to work with other people in their community, and give back like you do.
Yeah, we love it. We're very committed to being involved with the community, staying involved with the chamber, and it's been phenomenal for our business, and it's also been phenomenal for our people.
It's wonderful.
Awesome.
So where can people find your business? Because I know there's a lot of people out there in different situations trying to figure out what's next for their home or want to renovate now that their house is worth so much more. You know, there's a little bit of room to do that. How can they get in touch with you?
So they can come by our office, which is in Dumar Plaza on South Federal Highway. We're right behind the bar, Tim Finnegan's. Or you can call me, 561-774-5096. That's the best way to reach us.
Well, thank you for all that you do. And thank you. I mean, amazing.
All right.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Wow. They got a $3 million return. But that's not
even in the first year, he said.
Yeah, I mean that's just showing what happens when you make these authentic connections with the chamber, going to the events, putting yourself out there, giving back, because they weren't greedy with it. They decided to sponsor things and help more and give back to the chamber. And I think that's really what the chamber's all about.
I totally agree.
And our next guest, she knows all about what the chamber is all about.
Listen, she knows it all, and I have to say, like I said, this on one
She's a chamber of one, really. Like, she's a force.
I tell people, everything she touched turns to gold.
Absolutely.
You know, she has that Midas touch.
She sure does.
For sure. So a lot of events that happen, she's probably a lot of the big events that the chamber does.
And a lot of the high caliber, really exciting events.
The women's soiree event. She has a lot to do with this behind the scenes.
Yeah.
No further ado, let's welcome Ms. Mimi Meinster, President of Charity Dynamics and Auctions.
Good to see you. Always looking beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, Mimi, he is so right about you. Everything you do turns to gold and pearls and all the fabulousness. We're so lucky to have you back.
Thank you, but I'd love to take that credit, but it's about the team.
Yeah.
It's always about the team.
And you got a great team at the chamber.
The chamber and also the members. We've had such, oh my gosh, let's see, for the past 32 years, on and off as a membership.
Yeah.
This, for some reason, the last 2 years.
Magic.
the vibe, the togetherness, the love, the friendships, the business. Oh my Lord.
It's incredible. I mean, you hear numbers, like what Chris was just saying, where, you know, millions of dollars are being made just from having conversations or business and bagels.
Yes.
And I think that's what is so powerful here, is you have that ability to do this in such a natural way where it's not forced and icky feeling.
Correct. Correct.
And I was about to say, like, what is it that keeps you going? Because
Yes.
the energy that you bring, the excitement,
Oh, she
and
always
the
brings that
creativity,
energy.
Like, what is it that really drives you
There's
to really still be involved? Because you don't have to be doing this.
Well, and Mimi had stepped up. So Mimi was one of the first people I met when I joined the chamber, when I first came here from New York, and I didn't know where to go.
That was
And
12
Carrie
years ago,
Morrissey,
yeah.
walked me into the chamber. He's like, you need to go here. And I met him through my publicist at the time. I walk into the chamber, I meet Mimi. She was doing incredible events, and I was like, who is she? She's fantastic. Yeah. And ultimately, that's what made me want to be part of this, was you and your energy and your passion.
Thank
and
you.
after all of these years, you took a little step because your daughter.
Yep, I wanted to be present for my daughter in high school at the time, so I kind of calmed down, because what I still do is I'm a professional fundraiser and a consultant for nonprofits, and I wanted to be present for the high school years. You never know what happens. The second she went off to college,
Mimi's like, bye.
I ran into Lynn. Lynn's like, hey, I'm back at the chamber. I'm thinking about doing this. I'm like, oh, let's do that. Let's make it bigger.
And you have the right partner in Lynn to be involved in all that, because she's so passionate too.
And that's what happened. What happened is they said, normally, you know, we get together for the representing the businesses of the year, etc. We do it over a cocktail party. And I was like, oh, let's go. Let's make this big. So we formed a committee, and we had a great time doing that, and very dynamic and very diverse and very talented, with different talents that come together. And I'll never forget our first meeting. They're like, well, let's name the event. And I'm like, let's call it Deliberately Del Rey. And the committee was like, that is awful. That is so sassy. And then Tammy Selman says, why would you name it that? And I said, because we're unique. We are Del Rey. There's no words. We are Del Rey. And she goes, that's what you're going to name it. We are Del Rey. And I'm like, okay.
And it's the perfect name. And it just happened.
So, but looking back at a lot of the stuff we did for 32 years, that seemed to be the answer.
Yeah. Yeah. So what, you have a flyer in your hand. So, is this the official flyer for We Are Del Rey?
Yes, you didn't get one in the mail yet?
No, I didn't.
I thought I would brand a little here.
They didn't want me to come.
Yeah.
This is beautiful, and you match.
I've seen these all over town.
And
you're the only person that haven't seen it. Where have you been?
In my office. I don't leave. I don't leave my office.
We're going to be talking a lot about this.
If it doesn't show up on my door, I don't see it.
Yep.
So, I mean, this is going to be such a fabulous event.
Yeah.
Everything we've heard about it so far.
Yes.
I mean, after what you did last year, you've got high expectations, lady.
Well, I think the participants bring that on themselves.
Yep.
And everybody jumped on board. Our sponsorships, we still have a few left. And we are stepping it up. We've got a lot going on, and we have partnered with Throw Social.
And Posh Properties.
Yes, Posh
They
Properties
are a wonderful group of
sponsors,
people.
yeah.
Always, that's another name you hear around town, always willing to jump in and support.
Yep, so it's going to be quite the event. You will reunite with old friends, and you will definitely make new friends. And that's the one thing I love about in the last few years here at the Chamber, is the opportunity to make this event with the team and the new committee members.
Yeah.
It's magnetic. It's magical. I'm already with the committee doing other things outside of the chamber. And so it's just the glue of friendship and the glue of corporations and the glue of opportunity for each other, no matter what you do with the chamber. I don't even know how to describe the vibe. It could just be a cup of coffee, and before you know it, it's exploded.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the chamber, we just went down and worked on an event in Broward.
Oh, wow.
For a fundraiser. So there were a couple of the chamber members and staff, and we helped out. And listen, we don't stop in Del Rey.
That's
Del Rey
right.
Chamber is
You don't stop
where
in
it's
Del Rey.
at.
So listen, if there's any other cities that need if you need a Fort Lauderdale live show, for
yeah,
we travel. We travel
I'll
too.
drive. You don't have to drive me. I don't go far. But Janelle will drive and we will come. We'll be there.
Luis is ready. He's ready to pack up the bag and go.
Yep, we're all ready. Who needs it? We have it.
The testimonial.
Thursday or Friday. Yeah. It can't be Wednesdays. Do you want us Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday? We will be there and film in your town.
Yeah. Call Mimi. She'll get you set up. She'll set it up for us.
Everybody always says how different Delray is.
Yes.
It's a magical little place.
There's no words. Friendship, closeness, having your back for any emergency.
Yep.
They're there.
Yep.
It's amazing. And I use the chamber as an example for when people are like, oh, what do you think here? And I'm like, let me tell you what the chamber does and what works. They've got a formula that extends out to the community, and it's quite amazing.
And
beautiful.
All right, and you've been a part of this. I know you took a hiatus for a little bit, but what's the transformation that you've seen from 12 years ago, or from when you first were part of the chamber to let's say the past 3 to 5 years?
Great question. The first one is the uniqueness and the growth of female business owners.
Yes, I agree with that.
And different. Now, 30 years ago when we were doing the chamber, it was traditional for your traditional companies to join the chamber. Companies today are not traditional. The youth, mingles beautifully with the mature. And I think with the chamber, particularly in Delray, is the sole proprietors are so seasoned and so professional, and a lot of them made career changes in midline. They're in their 30s or 40s. They've made, and they're successful. I mean, like the Focus on Women group, I just sit there in awe. I'm a member of that as well. I just sit there and I learn something every day from each woman and women and bring it back to my company. They're amazing. And now I'm part of the ambassadors group. I'm learning more about that.
Perfect ambassador.
Steward, what we do is we teach stewardship. They're the prime example of stewardship.
100%.
So I always have a lot of takeaways from everybody I meet. And I don't think that was necessarily true 30 years ago. I think it's diverse in every way, in creativity, cutting edge thoughts.
Well, I think too, the merge or the partnership with Throw Social. When people hear Throw Social, you already know that it's going to be a fun event, a fun event. So we're really looking forward to it.
It's exclusive. It's not. So this event, they are closing down their restaurant just for us.
Wow.
So
if you want to be there that night, this is the only way in.
Where should they get the tickets? Anything?
You can get it online. We've got QR code here. We'll have it on, I'm sure, the show here. Always call Carolina at the chamber if you don't want to use any of the technology, but tickets are beginning to sell. We have 3 sponsorships left out of 16.
Wow.
We expect 340 people. We are rearranging the restaurant, taking out furniture, putting things in. We've got a lot of entertainment.
Amazing.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's going down.
It is.
September 14th. Throw Social. We are Delray.
It's November 16th. November 16th. Oh. He got so pumped. It's November 16th.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Do it again, Joe.
That's another event.
Read.
Ladies and gentlemen, rewind. That wasn't live anyway.
Rewind.
So.
No, rewind.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's going down Thursday, November 16th. What we doing? We are Delray at Throw Social, baby. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Very much.
Thank you very much.
For all that you do. We appreciate you.
Listen, thank you guys very much for joining us. You had an awesome time. I had an awesome time.
Always.
I'm going back to my
matcha tea.
My matcha tea.
Not macho tea. We can call it macho tea. It's your macho tea.
Have a Delray day. We love you. Peace. We out.
I invite you to join me at the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce, because here we're all about community. With like-minded people and businesses, the Chamber will help your business grow, and you get to connect with people that will become your best friends. Weekly events give you ample opportunities to learn alongside talented professionals. At the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce, we are better together. Become a member at delraybeach.com.